Good morning. Excuse me. I don't know why it feels like I'm getting sick. I hope that's not the case. I was going to go to the Sweet 16 tomorrow, and I was very much looking forward to it. But I got to tell you, I don't feel all that great this morning. And I don't think it's because I'm hungover, because I didn't drink that much at the game last night. I've been in way worse shape before. Hold on one second. Got my nice, lovely little, voila. Ow. That's hot. I don't know why I didn't pick it up from the candles. What's up, everybody? I see we got a hype train already in here. Did we get a level 2, level 1 hype train with Snidesy subscribing for 28 months? God damn. What's up, Dead Prez Carta? 15 months. Holy Stromboli feels a lot longer. Although you keep changing your name, so I guess it doesn't feel that much longer. What's up, Aloha Bets first? How you doing? Hype train level already. What's up, Baba Beta? Will afternoon geezer. Well, I would push back on both of those words. Are you saying I'm a geezer? Well, that's kind of true, but it's not the afternoon. Where the fuck are you? Are you in Europe? It's the only place that would make sense, right? Maybe Bermuda. What's up, drunk before nooner with a I don't know what that emoji is. Is that a Pokemon? I don't know what that is. Operation Give Hovey 0 flowers for saying, you didn't fucking say Josh Hart triple-double, little bro. Get out of here. I am the Josh Hart whisperer. I am the captain now. Morning, fellas. Min Woon Lee. Listen, I've been listening to Golf Talk for the past fucking 4 hours this morning. No, that's a lie. I haven't been up that early. 3 hours. All I keep hearing is Min Woo Lee. I want to ask BK when he comes in about it. We're going to talk golf. We're going to talk Houston Open. I got to tell you, I feel like, I don't know what it is about the golf models, but I feel like everybody's kind of using the same thing. Like they act like it's theirs. But why do I keep hearing the same guy's name all the time? And I'm not saying it's not a reason to take it or to bet it, but I just don't understand. I'm hearing a lot of Min Woo. I'm not in on Min Woo. I have my eyes on another Asian. I am going to get the odds board up. And before I get the odds board up, can you guys do me a favor? BK will be joining us here in a few minutes. You guys want to sulk with me for a minute? So great night at the Knicks game yesterday, by the way. Shout out Mike, best real estate attorney in the game. We went to a Knicks season ticket holder event and met Larry Johnson. Super nice guy. I didn't know he came out in the same draft class as Dennis Scott, W. The finger foods were great. I'm a finger food menace. You know, if you take me to like a networking event, or if you take me to a wedding, or you take me somewhere and there's finger foods, you are probably going to want to put a leash on me, okay, or a muzzle, because I eat a lot of finger foods, and they were just coming around with trays of shit, you know, like a bunch of chicken fingers and like one big communal dipping sauce, which is great. I don't care. I didn't double dip. I really wanted to. I didn't double dip though. Sliders, lobster roll. I mean, listen, like, you know, Stout's a solid place to get a drink before the game, but a lobster roll at Stout kind of caught me off guard. If I get sick, that's probably what it's from. But finger foods were great. It was an excellent pregame setup. And then the Mavericks come out. They've got nobody playing, which is hilarious. You know, when he told me about this game like a month or so ago, you think you're seeing Kyrie and Luka, but I'm seeing fucking DeQuan Jones or something, and this guy Najee Marshall, unreal. Najee Marshall, I don't know if he ended up with a 40 ball. I did leave early to beat a little bit of traffic. Heyo, but This guy couldn't miss. This guy was unbelievable. And somebody commented on my tweet. He was like, DGen, look at this guy's chart. All he does is go over his points. I elected to go with Josh Hart because I'm a Josh Hart guy. Fucking Hovey coming in here like he wants flowers for saying Josh Hart. Please. That's like saying, hey, DGen, give me my flowers for telling you to drink water to stay hydrated. Obviously, you don't have to tell me that. I love Josh Hart. That's my guy. So Josh Hart comes through and no triple double on FanDuel. I know Special K is going to tell me, oh, you got to look. And Cornfield's going to be like, oh, you're lazy, blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up. But he came through in so many ways. But I just wanted to show you something. Just for fun, I was going to take Josh Hart first basket. And I was like, you know what? Let me fucking spice it up here. So this is what I did. Let me show you something real quick. BK's in the queue in his car. We're going to get him in here in a second. But before we do that, I just want to show you something. And I want you to see how close I came to winning a 200-to-1 wager. This is actually going to make you sick because it made me sick. Or I'm actually legitimately just getting sick. I don't know. But anyways, this is the ticket. Okay, you see that? Josh Hart dunk, first basket. This is what happens. Are you fucking kidding me? Look, he's wide open. Can you see that? Oh my God, he's wide fucking. He's right wide open. He's right there. And he just fucking lays it in. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Those fingers touched the rim and I got 1,000 in my fucking wallet. I was so pissed. No, that's not as bad as my cash shit being 1,600 on JT. I don't know. I mean, that's pretty bad. DJ, and I bet Jason Day on Monday, and then you made that tweet last night. Yep. Let's get BK up here. BK, what's up? Good morning.
You should have expanded the tweet. It was too small.
If you expand the video, it goes full screen, and I don't think you can see it.
Okay. But yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. That was a great bet.
Great bet, dude. Wide open right there. What are you going to do? You know how you could always like look for ways to be like, ooh, FanDuel made the call. Like, isn't it kind of funny to think if you're a conspiracy theorist, like, oh, Josh Hart knew not to dunk the ball.
Because you had $10 on it. And it would have bankrupted them.
$1,000. No, I'm joking because like a lot of people say that, you know what I mean? Like, oh, if their bet doesn't hit. Anyways, you don't get the joke. Good morning. How was your golf week? By the way, great pod. Tap in Birdie. I listened to it. The guy you had on,
man. I really do.
You do a good job. I like golf talk. It took me a year and a half since we've known each other to figure out when the fuck you go live because you got to be the worst like promoter of all time. But anyways, I know where to find it now, so I listened to it on YouTube. Thanks for sharing the link. It's an excellent podcast. The guy you had on was great, but I want to ask you something, and then I want you to set the stage on the Houston Open. Every single person I've listened to talk about golf this week is on Minwoo Lee.
Yeah, I think he's most tipped currently.
Yeah. Like, what? But why? What has he done? Has he even been really?
I don't think he's had a top 10 this year, which is hilarious.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I think How does this guy genuinely one of the more overrated guys on the PGA Tour? But this is an absolutely perfect golf course for him. And I told you.
Okay, that's what it is.
A perfect course fit. Absolutely perfect course fit for him this week.
What's up, Kyle? He's certainly not winning. Yep. Yeah, Davis Riley is most tipped again. Yeah, Davis Riley or Davis Thompson? I know Davis Thompson was.
No, Davis Riley is most tipped, but late returns have come in, and Minwoo is currently most tipped on the spreadsheet.
So. BK, I got to ask you, Valspar, real quick. You had Justin Thomas?
Yeah, so I kind of wanted to bet him pre-tournament, but he was 20-1. I was like, whatever. He like played average over the first 2 days, and then in his interview, he was like, I'm like, if I miss he was on the cut line, and he was like, if I make the cut, I'm super live to win this tournament, and I really liked him saying that.
He said that.
Yeah, because it's like low score. It's a difficult conditions event. So like he's like, I'm right in this tournament.
You're really laggy today, by the way, BK.
Am I really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't do anything.
No, I know. We'll power through. Keep going. You're good enough.
And I was like, I want to bet him 100-1 live. I wake up super hungover Saturday. I didn't even know he teed off early. I look at my phone. He's 250-1. I'm like, all right, I'll bet $10 on it. He goes eagle, birdie, 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 bogey, birdie, and then he's like 16-1. I was like, that was the greatest bet I've ever made in my entire life. He gets down to minus 1,400. Minus 1,400. And then bogey 16, Hovland birdies it, pars 17, Hovland birdies it, and loses by 1.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So it's just been like, I've lost every way possible this year, but it's okay. Like I'm numb to it. Like it is whatever.
Well, listen, that happens. The process is processing, though, as you famously say, which I love. I got to tell you though, I always give you shit for this. You're not a live golf better,
and that's the thing, because I get mad at people that bet live all the time. Like they have
yeah,
a full card,
I know.
and then they bet live.
I know.
And you do that. I never, ever, ever do that. Genuinely. Like, I have my bets for the week, and you even asked me, like, who do you like live? And I'm like, I don't know. But, so I made, like, the best live bet ever. It didn't affect my ROI. It was $10, 250-1. I spent the money. I fucking spent the money, and it loses. So, yeah, it's just been a tough year.
So, I know how it goes.
You went a full calendar year without hitting.
Yeah. And listen, like for the majority of the year, my guys that I picked last year, like were not even in contention. Which really sucks, because like the thing about golf betting for me, and you're balls deep into golf and way more than I am, and that's why I like talking golf with you. But if I feel like we've probably been betting on it for about the same amount of time, would you say like 6 years? And
yeah, I'd say like 5 years for me. But
okay. Yeah. So my thing is, because I started to get really into it right before COVID. And I was like, God damn it. But the thing is, like, as bad as like these beats suck, at least you're getting you feel it. You know what I mean? No, I know.
It's a great sweat. I mean, it's a great sweat.
It's a great sweat. But you don't want so many repetitive kicks to the nuts. Like I still can't believe you witnessed that Mav McNeely collapse to fucking Ludwig. You were there for that one.
Had JJ spawned 100-1, loses to nobody over 72 holes but Rory McIlroy. Loses 2.5 strokes putting in the final round to go into a playoff, and then into JT 250-1, down to minus 1,400 loser.
Do you think any of those beats are worse than Seabez last year when Nick Dunlap came out of nowhere and set the course record, and he couldn't even get the fucking, he couldn't even get the winnings, dude, because he's too young.
Bez was never like minus odds to win that tournament.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
That's what I go off of. Like JJ was never my heavy favorite to win the golf tournament, so it's like whatever. I never really expected him to win, but Mav and JT were heavy favorites to win the golf tournament, and they didn't win.
The year, so I have hedged obviously and gotten in live, and you hate it, and I understand that. Sometimes it works out, most of the time it doesn't. When I had Sepp last year, when he shot like a 59 or something ridiculous.
John
Do you remember
that? 2 years.
Yeah, John Deere. So I went and ran around a track. Like that's the only thing I can do. Like I can't watch. I'm so nervous. But I kept looking at the odds. I pull my phone out like every fucking couple of minutes. And he went from like minus 600 to minus 140. And
he put it in the water on 18.
Yep. And I immediately took like $75 and put it on the next two guys.
Yeah.
At like, 10-1, 15-1. And I hear you in my head, like, stop doing that.
Well, the thing is that it's hard to hedge when you think it's over. You have the best hedging opportunity when JT was minus 1,400 and Hovland was plus 900. Like, that's the time to hedge, but you think it's over, so I'm not going to waste money at that point. That's what's hard about really hedging. Or after JT got to 1,400, being like, oh, I'm going to cash this out on FanDuel. Like, I would never do that. So
Yeah.
it's tough, but it's fine. Let's get into Houston.
Yeah, but real quick, I just wanted to say one more thing. If you pay attention to what's been happening the past couple weeks, I actually want to talk to you about this. I feel like we have to get together after the cut going into Saturday. It's just hear me out for a second. Hold on. There might be, it feels like there's these opportunities to take advantage of some golfers live at ridiculous numbers because BK, look at the past few events. There's these guys coming out of nowhere, roaring back and winning golf tournaments. Who was the fucking dick face at the Honda?
Highsmith.
Highsmith.
There would have been nothing in the world that you could have looked at, like maybe going into Sunday, but like after Friday, he made the cut on the number. There would be nothing to go off of. Like he's going to shoot back-to-back 64s and win this.
Okay, fine. Anyways, talk to me about the Houston Open. Is this an Olympic event or is this something that?
No, this is a good event. The issue is that there's tough weather Thursday, Friday, but this is a great course, good field. Difficult conditions, full field. Like this is really all I want from a PGA Tour event. But it's a very long golf course. It's like 7,400 yards, but it's a par 70, so only 2 par 5s, wide open off the tee. You can hit it anywhere off the tee. This is not, an accuracy positional course. This is rip driver on every single par 5 and par 4. Shaved areas around the greens, big undulating greens. Got to putt well, got to chip well. It's basically like driver, chipping, and putting week.
I heard you say that on your podcast so many times. I don't really understand. You would talk about a golfer, then you'd be like, really good, like driver putter, driver wedge. What does that mean? You're just saying
Like
everything
that's
that's
what
involved.
you're like some courses are like pure, like you have to be really, really dialed with your irons, and what you do off the tee doesn't really matter. You just have to get it in play. This is that I literally was just talking about how you're ripping driver on like all these holes, and you need to get as far down as possible, and the greens are huge, and you're gonna have to chip and putt well.
Okay, all right, I understand now. I did hear somebody say it's the second longest course on tour. Okay, so you've got 2 guys at the top. You got Scotty Scheffler and Rory. Is Scotty is a Texas guy, right?
Correct, and he's been good here.
Okay, so he has been good here. So because I'm wondering, I heard you say this on your podcast, and I agree. Like I think I said this in the beginning of the year. It would totally. What?
Vicking.
I'm Vicking because I am, and I heard you steal one of my lines. By the way, you said Justin Thomas is going to win a golf tournament. I think I told you that in January. Yeah, which is fine. We can collab on that. But Rory could have the Scotty like year. I agree with you. I would buy it. I'm not going to be like, all right, now Scotty's going to go off. Fuck that. If I was to like fucking just go single bullet here, I'd have no problem laying another 2-3 units on Rory because I also agree with you. He's not probably coming out here trying to win. He wants to get like a nice result, but he's probably going to play loose as fuck. Would you talk anybody off in this type of course?
If JJ Spawn beat him in a playoff, yeah, I would say Rory 6-1 is like
because he's motivated to win. You're saying if that happens,
yeah, him winning back to back, he probably doesn't want to win like back to back starts before the Masters. Like to me, I don't understand why Scotty's half the odds on Rory. Like I don't get that. Rory's just objectively playing better golf this year, and I know, and like Scotty, I think he's just famous last words. I think he's just due for some regression. He won 9 fucking times last year. He's not going to win 9 times again. And I don't know. I prefer Rory over Scotty this week.
I'm with you. So the weather being a factor this weekend. Do you have? Now, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. That whole fucking wind wave, you talked me off of somebody who was in the mix for like a hot minute. I think it was Thigala. And I saw he was like 5th or 6th or something. I had FOMO, but then I saw clips of him just forgetting how to swing a golf club. And I was like, all right, thank you, BK. Are you trying to be a weatherman here? Are you timing anything? Or is like everybody going to feel it?
I'm honestly like, I'm not even capping. Like I'm having a lot of difficulty with my card this week because it seems to me that 100% for first round leader, ideal conditions are going to be Thursday morning, and there's going to be some wind in the afternoon.
Okay.
And Friday, there's probably going to be delays. So I can't fucking try and do a wave split when there's going to be delays.
I
Because
have a
it's not
guy.
going to be a true thing. So, but my thing is, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket of betting one wave. Not because of anything. Like a lot of the guys I like are PM AM, but I don't want to do that because there's definitely a case where one wave gets fucked with all the delays and shit.
Okay. So, but if we want a first round leader, we want someone early, is what
I'm
you're
betting
saying.
my full first round leader card, all AM guys, on Thursday.
So, a couple of the early guys, you got your boy Andy Noves,
Max
Sami
Grayson will be first
Valimaki.
round leader.
Who?
Max Grayson will be first round
Oh,
leader this week.
I love Grazerman. I'm tailing.
First round leader.
Okay. Okay. Ooh, don't mind a little Kurt Kitayama action.
No, he can't.
I was hoping to see Seamus Power. But he's not on here. He's a first round. What? He's a first round leader guy, and he's
I didn't
from
even
Iowa.
fucking say anything.
You fucking rolled your eyes at me. Anyways,
I didn't roll shit.
Okay, so that's going to be your first round leader guy, Grazerman. He's also going to be on your card, right?
Yeah, I bet him outright.
You bet him outright. All right. So let's talk about these guys there's a lot of guys in the 30s. There's like 10 guys in the 30s. Aaron Rye 28-1. He's third on the odds board.
I just wish he had more distance off the tee. He's been good here. No beef with the bet. I'm not there.
Okay. I'm having a tough time not betting two of the next six golfers I'm going to name. Okay. Just let me get through it real quick. Wyndham Clark, JJ Spawn, Tony Finau, Minwoo Lee, Michael Kim, Jason Day. I like Michael Kim and I like Jason Day, but I like Michael Kim because I invented Michael Kim. He's a 24-year-old up-and-comer phenom.
He's better than Colin Morikawa. Look, I think Michael Kim's run is over.
What the fuck?
He himself said that he feels completely exhausted and he's only playing this week to try and get into the Masters. I don't think Mike Kim is going to win this golf tournament. I really don't think so. I don't think you should bet him.
Is he your 0% zero chance guy, or do you have a better 0 chance guy?
It's almost too obvious to say he has 0% chance.
Mm.
So I personally
that.
don't think you should bet him.
Okay, that's a very, very nice way to do that. That makes it easy. I think I'm going to be on Jason Day.
No beef. True no beef.
Is he? So I have two questions about Jason Day. Can he get wet? Like, is he a little bit of a mutter?
Sure. Yeah. Look. Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I don't have any. I'm not gonna create a take out of nothing on if he can play in the rain.
Okay. And is he a bomber?
He's longer than average. He fucks in Texas though. He's had a couple wins in Texas.
Okay. Jason
Day.
He's
good. He's driver, short game putting. Yeah. I again, no beef with the bet. I like the bet.
All right, Jason Day is going to be on my card 35-1. Let's make our way down. I already told you who I'm betting.
Well, I bet Davis Thompson.
You're such a fucking Davis Thompson guy. You're such a Davis Thompson guy. You're such a Davis Thompson guy.
I mean, I hit him at John Deere when you said he was going to miss the cut.
I just don't like the look of Davis Thompson. You like the look?
He's like an average looking tall dude.
He looks like he's gonna cry a
little bit. He does have a weird face. That's not going to impact my reasoning to bet him. 12th at the Players, great course for him. He's long as fuck off the tee, great chipper, great putter. He plays here. I really like Davey T this week.
Yeah, Davis Thompson never smiles. Look, he might be a nice kid. I'm not trying to get personal here, and I'll take the emotion out of it to bet on a guy who's going to win. I just want to be on record as saying I'm not a Davis Thompson guy. However,
you're not on him this week.
No.
Okay. No beef.
I don't know that you'll find. Maybe I've bet him one time, but you won't find me betting on Davis Thompson very often. All right, so you're on Davis Thompson. No love for Wyndham Clark at 30-1.
It's a good course for him. But he withdrew from the Players and didn't play in TGL because of a neck injury. So it's I'm not going to bet you. I'm sorry.
Okay. Kyle, by the way, did say Jason Day is a mutter. Love that. First round leader, y'all took who? Grazerman, Max Grazerman. And I like Grazerman. I these are like two guys who, him and Michael Kim, I just feel like they've been playing like pretty steady golf, and I can see them winning like a smaller named event. Or what do you call it? Non-sig?
Yeah, not a non-sig.
Non-sig event. All right, let's make our way down to the next wave of guys. So you're on Davis Thompson. He's 35-1. Then we got Sung Jae. We're not going to take seriously. You don't think he's a serious golfer. That's fine. Pendy 40-1. He's going to be on my card.
I bet Pendy.
I love Pendy.
Like driver putter.
Driver putter, driver short game. Driver putter, driver short game.
Yeah, that's why I'm betting him.
I know, but it's funny because you like that's what golf is. Like you drive, then you drive, you short game, you drive, you putt.
What's in between? You have to hit an iron shot.
That's not. Oh, short game's on an iron. Short game's wedge. That just hit me. So what's that? Is that mid game?
No, it's iron game.
Oh, so you would say driver iron.
If like players last week, I'm like, you got to be a strong iron player.
Okay, I just got it now. I just got it. Driver, yeah, okay. Driver, iron, short game, putting. So there's 4 things. So you're saying, I get it now. You can drive the ball so far, you don't need to take an iron out of your bag.
No, that's not what I'm saying. You're still going to have to hit approach shots, but they're less important. Like, you gain a lot of your strokes here around the green, the winners. Like, you're going to have to be good around the green. If you fucking suck around the green, you're not going to be good here. Got it.
Okay, so you don't need to be a strong iron player. So that's why you're saying driver and just skipping the irons. I understand now. I understand. Listen, golf lingo is not my number one fucking, vernacular?
I'll tell a quick DGen story.
Oh, God.
He goes, it's the Mexico Open. He goes, yo, this course is like pretty long. And I'm like, yeah, Brian Campbell had 250 into a par 4. He's like, what? He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, he had 250 yards into a par 4. He's like, what does that mean? He's like, what are you talking? I'm like, okay. So look, DGen is not big on the golf lingo. It's okay. We still love him. He's a fabulous wedge player, great hybrid player. Like he can play legit, but he's not deep in the weeds.
No. And 250 yards into a par 4, like I thought that was a 250 yard par 4, and I'm like, that sounds really short. Who makes a 250-yard par 4? I just don't know who is just like supposed to just know that. You know what I mean?
I think the chat knows that.
But yeah, like
the chat just said in. I said he had 250 in.
Can I tell you what the chat is? First of all, there was a great golf tweet that blew up. I don't know who it was, but he was talking about, it was Billy Ho hitting left-handed. And then a bunch of people responded and were like, oh, if I had more time and money, I could make it on the tour. Did you see this tweet?
Yeah, it's from Rick. I actually had to mute him because that post kept coming up on my Twitter.
Well, you're the golf guy.
No, but like all the new replies would come up, and I'm like, I don't want to see this anymore. I don't give a fuck. So he must promote his shit.
No, it's just blowing up. Because people are engaging with it because they have a take about that. But that's what the chat is. Chats and people on the internet most times think they know a lot of things or can do a lot of things that aren't totally realistic. Okay. So, anyways, what do you think? How many points could you score on Beef if you played him a game of basketball?
Dude, I suck it. I don't know. I'm just
curious. I know.
I was like a fifth round. I was like a fifth round pick in CYO.
I don't know what that is. CYL?
CYO basketball. That's like church basketball, like in your town when you grow up.
All right, you can't talk religion on Twitch. Let's keep moving. So we're collabing on Pendy, which I love. So as of right now, you co-sign a J Day and a Pendy card, 35 and 40-1. You got Bridgman 45. Yags, who won this event last year.
Jags.
But what'd you say about him?
Jags. Yeah, Jags won this event last year.
Yeah. I said. And
I'm pretty sure I came on your stream and I bet him, and you were mad at me.
Yeah, because you knew I was kind of a Jag guy. And you didn't like tell me, you know what I mean? You were like nonchalantly just like, yeah, I'll bet him. It reminded me when I went to breakfast at this place one time with my wife, and we always like share the shit that we get, and she was eating the pancakes and she didn't say a word. And I was like, how are those pancakes? And she was like, oh, they're good. And I took a bite and they were like the best fucking pancakes I ever had. That's kind of how you treated me with Jags. You were just like, yeah, I'll keep them to myself. And so I feel like you should push something on me if I should do it. You're my golf advisor. Mav McNeely's 50-1. You're a Mav McNeely guy.
I think his chance to win was Torrey. I'm out.
Thigala 50-1. What's up with this guy? He's like kind of finding his groove, but then not.
I do think this is a solid spot for him. I would not hate taking a flyer. Okay.
Taking him. That's all. It's all I needed to hear you say.
It's a good course for him. He was popular here last year. Like, his game's not 100%, but maybe he could find it here. Maybe not like worry about shit off the tee. He's obviously has great short game and putting. So I hate Alex Smalley. I hate's a strong word. I'm not an Alex Smalley guy. When I looked at the board, his name did jump out to me because again, I'm thinking like limp dick event. And then I heard this guy, Jeff Seeley, who goes on VSiN, he loves Alex Smalley. And I was like, ooh, is he the sharp play? Do you like Alex Smalley 55 or no? No chance.
Really?
He's like such a loser. He really is a loser. I'm like not even like he is like a fucking big loser. Like he has no chance to win. Like, yeah, he pops and models and has good course history, but no.
I love to hear that because I am just not an Alex Smalley guy. So can we stamp it? Alex Smalley is BK 0 chance winner.
Sure. I don't. I mean, there's no clip to post or whatever.
Oh no, I'm gonna clip it.
No, there's no clip. The Colin clip, don't clip anything. The Colin clip was amazing. I'm not going to do a whole case about Alex Smalley. Like, he's just not winning. He's not even worth it.
Dude, people like BK 0% chance guy, so you have to give me stuff. I'm not going to force it. Why do you hate content? All right, anyways, let's keep moving. Ben Griffin, 55.
I mean, I don't think he's long enough, and he's played like 8 weeks in a row, so I'm out.
8 weeks in a row is a lot of golf. Okay, I don't like that either. So you're on Grazerman, 60-1. Going down the board here, I'm going to take a shot on Jake Knapp, 75-1. Why no love for Jake Knapp? He seems like he might be a serious golfer. Bomber's paradise. The guy's got freaking guns, not real guns. You know what I mean?
I like the bet.
You don't like it. You're just saying that to be nice.
I'm not. I would fucking tell you if I didn't like it. I have no beef with the bet.
I might. Why can I not take my eyes off Seamus Power?
He's way too short off the tee to contend here.
Okay, all right, that's all I needed to hear. Okay, BK, do you have anybody?
I think I like Sam Stevens. I like this guy Steven Fisk.
I told you Sam Stevens was looking at me funny, and you didn't say anything about it.
What?
I texted you Sam Stevens is looking at me funny.
And Patrick Rogers. Really?
Yeah, you didn't say anything. You didn't acknowledge it.
My bad.
That's okay.
People were asking about Pot Guider. I mean, I guess.
Oh, quantitative eating. This guy on YouTube who's sharp.
Boston Snap. Anytime BK says he has 0 chance to win, they lead the first round at a great rate. Tell me when that's ever fucking happened. Show me one fucking example of that happening, buddy.
I don't know. I don't know if that. I mean, it probably. Who's Jespy Sven?
Clip that. Jespy Sven.
Who is it? Is that short for Svensson?
He's like this Nordic guy. He makes a lot of holes in ones. He was nuked on Bookmaker.
He makes a lot of hole in ones.
He's made a couple hole in ones, yeah.
Oh, it's Svensson. I'm a sucker for a guy, a golfer with the last name Svensson. I like Adam Svensson. Just kind of like how I'm a sucker for a guy named Hojgaard. Aren't there like 2 Hojgaards?
Yeah, they're both playing this week. Don't hate either of them.
Nikolai and Rasmus.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Norgard.
Yeah, Nicholas Neugaard, different guy. He's a bomber.
Nikolai Hojgaard, Rasmus Hojgaard,
Nicholas Neugaard.
Nicholas Neugaard.
Jeffrey Sven.
Yeah, okay. All right. Sam Ryder, 110. You're probably going to tell me no.
You made a hole in one.
Why do you keep saying that?
Because Sam Ryder made a hole in one last week. Did you know?
Oh, at the Valspar, he made a hole in one.
Yeah. Did you bet that?
No, I did not. No. Okay, I'm moving down. Are you gonna take some shots on some long?
I bet Steven Fisk.
Who?
You wouldn't know him. He's a Corn Ferry guy, but he's been pounding it off the tee.
Okay. Ooh, you know who else Jeff Seeley threw out? Salinda. I like Salinda. I was watching Salinda.
I think it's a good bet. He was good in Mexico. Actually, I think it's actually a solid play.
Okay, I'm just looking. Your boy Haiti Springs, 201 down here. Got her up. What happened to got her up? He was like a fun story. He's got distance. No, he's not serious.
He could be okay.
I don't really like it. Okay. All right, I'm gonna run. Tell me your card, please.
I don't really know. I like right now. I'm definitely betting Pendy, Davis, and Grays. Other than that, it's kind of up in the air. I need some time, genuinely, and I'm sorry, but like I don't really know what I want to do.
You don't have to apologize. But like who? Give me like your confident plays right now.
I just gave them to you. Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention.
Davis Thompson, Taylor Pendrith, Max Grazerman.
Okay. I'm gonna be on Penny. I'm gonna tell you my card real quick.
Oh, so you could just drive it and not hit irons.
All right. If Michael Kim wins,
he's not winning.
All right.
Trust.
Okay. I'm gonna go Day 35. I'm gonna go Pendy 40. I'm gonna go Thiegs 50. This is it. I'm done with Thiegs. But like, see, because this is the thing. Like, I stayed off Thiegs for a lot in the beginning of the year, and I saw a lot of people. No, I'm not Vicking because I did take him in like fucking Bay Hill or something, and then he was terrible. Nap 75. Nap 75. I think
that's solid. Like, I think those four are like solid base tier cards.
If you think for 1 second that you're going to take Sam Stevens and not let me take Sam Stevens after I told you Sam Stevens was looking at me funny, you're out of your CYOL mind. Out of your mind. Don't act like this is what you did with Jager.
No, it's not.
I'll it is.
Pull up the clip.
I'm adding Sam Stevens to my car. I can't believe he's 81.
Add Sam Stevens.
Where can I find him at like 100-1?
I don't know. Just go on Odds Checker.
I love when you're saying like, oh, this guy just got nuked on Bookmaker. I love that. All right, that's my card. I think that's a good card.
Yeah, maybe add Celinda.
And Celinda. Yeah. Okay, who did you say? Stephen Fisk?
Oh,
Fisk. Oh, I've seen that name before. Sorry, I thought you saw Fick. BK doesn't remember what he says. Yep, you're going to have to teleport back to Monday morning to get these odds. Got you. DJ and BK, do you guys bet outright? Only bet outright, never hear you.
I really don't bet placements, maybe on some of my longer shot guys, but no, I don't.
Oh, Porterhouse 20 says, I like Mav. Yeah, BK's a Mav guy. He's not on Mav this week.
He had his chance to win.
Bovada for Stevens. Thank you. All right, BK, thank you very much, as always, for hanging out. Love seeing your steering wheel in the shot. Nice hoodie at work. Mr. I have a job. I'm Corp. Walks in with a fucking hoodie every day. No big deal. Hey, what do you got in the Sweet 16? POD.
Maryland. I'm riding Maryland.
God. All right.
Like, I know like that my Johnnies are out. I don't know any of this. I don't even know who Maryland's playing, but I'm rooting for Maryland going forward.
Got it. All right. Sounds good, BK.
Right,
good luck.
See ya.
Green bean. What does that mean? BK DoorDash is for. By the way, there's nothing wrong with DoorDashing. Okay. That was a good time. Love talking golf. Love betting golf. I don't really, BK comes on and he provides value. I don't think he really provided value for me this time around. I don't think he really did much for me. What did he do for me? Well, that's not true. He said Seamus Power is not long enough off the tee. He said Michael Kim is not winning. He's keeping me. I'm not going to take Alex Smalley, even though, smart guys like Alex Smalley. W Golf Talk. Let's get into the Tigers under wins. Yep. It wasn't bad. Better than previous segments. Lee Hodges is back. Really, Kyle Demeester. I haven't seen your name before. Welcome to the board review. What's up? Zalator. He's not even in the fucking field of snow, man. What are you talking about? He didn't give me a first round leader. Yeah, he did. You guys need to listen. You need to listen. All right. My vocal cords are going to explode repeating myself. Greiserman. Now go place Reds win total over DGen. No, I'm not going to do that. Yep. I've got some thoughts though. I do have some thoughts. I got to tell you, my throat's hurting. I hope I'm not getting sick. I really don't feel well, though. I will say, man, I want to go to the freaking Sweet 16 tomorrow, too. But I don't know. I'm not feeling great. Not like the freaking vermouth poisoning, though. All right, good golf talk. It's Jason Day week. Why? I don't know. It just feels right. That's what my model says. Feels like Jason Day. I like Pendy. Love Pendy. I'm gonna take a shot on Sahith. Sahith's not winning. He's not winning. But I need. I'm gonna stay off Greiserman. I think I'm gonna stay off Greiserman. Sam Stevens. I'm taking Sam Stevens. And Salinda. I like Salinda. I like what I saw from the kid. I do. Ooh, Lanto, 250. Anyways, that's Houston Open Talk. We're going to get Jovan up here in about 10, 15 minutes to talk some MLB futures. Looking forward to that. Thank you very much, by the way, to Colby Marcio came on yesterday with betting news. Good dude. He is on the Rangers over. He's on the Mariners under. He's on the Diamondbacks over. Feel like the Diamondbacks over. Sounds like a pretty sharp play. But we've got opening day tomorrow. We're going to talk Sweet 16. I think Phil Zutley is going to come on. I was going to try to do a space and see if I can get Corn on. I don't know if I can do a space, though. Maybe tonight, but also at the end of the day, I might have to shut it down. Oh! And I hit up my buddy Drew. We did the Rays Glaze together. If you guys ever listen to that. But we're going to talk. I'm going to chat with him this afternoon, and we're just going to talk Rays because there's a very, very real chance I absolutely spray the Rays prop board this year. Caminero home runs, Pepe out over Ks, maybe Taj over wins, Brandon Lowe, whatever. I always forget RBIs. So I need to talk to my buddy Drew, he's a very, very knowledgeable Rays fan. He's smart. He's a smart guy. He's not like Greg. Greg I say is like a smart dumb guy, or a dumb smart guy. I can't figure it out with Greg. Drew's he's not the brightest dude, but he's smart with certain things that he really applies himself to, and he applies himself to the teams that he's fans of, and he really knows the Rays inside and out. He also knows the AL East very well. So we're going to record that a little bit later. If you want to watch it for some fun, I'll put it on YouTube and the podcast or whatnot. But anyways, I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to use the bathroom. I need to make like a cup of tea or something. And I got to shut the window because it's very cold. Good morning, everybody. It's great to have you in here. We will also go to the website. If you haven't already, go to thedegenerateweekly.com. We are going to send our newsletter out with the best bets. I got stakes best bets in MLB. Spoiler alert. He loves Matt Olson. Going back to Matt Olson. So that should be pretty interesting. So I'm going to take a quick break here. Texas Valera Open. What do we say? I'm going to go Valimaki. First round leader. Shout out to Josh Hart last night. Again, by the way, I can't believe he didn't dunk the ball. On that first basket. God, that's going to haunt me for a long fucking time. But anyways, we've got baseball tomorrow. Jovan's coming on in a few minutes. We know piss break is tea break. Very funny. Matt Olson, odd year. Yeah, I've been hearing about this. Shout out to Snowman and Steak, by the way. I went on Owner's Box at the same time, which wasn't the great scheduling on our part, unfortunately. But W Snowman for having Steak on. I heard. I tried to listen. The Twitch, the connection was awful. I don't know what was going on there, but the audio was fine. All right, let me use the bathroom. Don't go anywhere. All right, stay, hang out. Nolan Cito with a new follow. Good morning, Nolan. Hello. Welcome to the board review. Actually, I have a question. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give you a poll. Favorite who I'm going to say which one seed will lose. All right, you have to pick a one seed to lose. Auburn, Houston, Duke, Florida. All right, 3-minute poll. Go vote if you're in Twitch. All right, I will be right back. Go vote. Make a cup of tea here, and we will have Jovan on shortly to talk MLB. Check in a minute. Hello. Okay, we're back and we are ready to roll. I'm going to take a quick look while we're at it, by the way. This jungle music blows. That's crazy. I love the countdowns. You guys don't like the countdowns? That's too bad. I thought the countdown music that they switched up to is nice. Can somebody tell me who won the poll, by the way? I don't know how to look at the results. I wish Twitch would like email it to me or something. I'm going to get Bet Online up here. So tomorrow, Phil's is going to come on, and we're going to talk opening day. Steak was going to come on, but he has something come up. So we're going to talk CBB. I have my bets punched in, basically. I have my 3 of the 4 games essentially already played. We have games tonight. We have Illinois State. We have a little NIT, Cleveland and Illinois State. Illinois State's a 2.5-point favorite. We have Kent State in Loyola, Chicago. So we have the CBI, we have the NIT. We got UAB. I did reach out to Pete. Pete could not make it. And we have UC Irvine. Interesting. And then on Thursday, obviously we've got the Sweet 16. Friday, we've got the Sweet 16. Are these the championships? Oh, no. Tuesday, it says you have Cincinnati and DePaul, Oregon State, UCF. What the hell's going on here? Is this NCAA basketball? What is this? Tuesday, April 1st, conference tournament? No, that can't be right. Villanova, Colorado. What is this? Is this the NIT? Does the NIT still go on after? Did you just hear about St. Francis moving down to D3? Absolutely not. Go over the NHL board. Okay, let's do that. Let's go over NHL till we get Jovan on, and we'll talk more. We'll talk more baseball here coming up soon. So, how many games do we have? Oh, there's only 4 games. Vancouver. Ooh, Vancouver playing against the Islanders sounds like it could be a pretty fun game. The Crown. What about that? No, it's the Crowns tournament. I never heard of that in my life. Is that new? The Crown tournament, another rat shit postseason. Yeah, that's so weird. Vegas was advertising another tourney besides CBI and NIT. Is that it? Oh, you guys might be right. I don't know what that is. Yeah, let's talk real quick. Let's see what's going on in the NHL. So Vancouver and the Islanders. What's up with the Isles right now? Vancouver just won a nice game against the Devils. How the Devils been doing? I got to get back into the NHL. Oh, not good. They've lost 3 straight. Had a couple of nice wins here. Vancouver is Demko just played and they won in a shutout. Was that his first game back in a while? Looks like it. Lankinen, not so hot. That was on March 24th. They were on the road. They are still on the road, but they've been in New York pretty much the whole time. So they haven't really traveled much. Is this the last game of a road trip? Nope. They got to go to Columbus. Yeah, it's a long stretch for Vancouver. They've been on the road quite a while. What's up with the Islanders? Ooh, the Islanders are kind of sputtering here. Oh, boy. Back-to-back overtime games? Damn. Should be a great tourney with the portal in motion. I think you're being sarcastic. Does it sound like you're being sarcastic? New tourney for the best teams that didn't make the tournament. Oh, gotcha. Are you being sarcastic? Are you being serious? Does anybody like the Canucks tonight? Don't tell BK. I kind of like the Canucks. I just feel like this is a really, I mean, the Islanders playing 3 straight games in shutouts or overtimes. Yikes. That looks really low, by the way. That looks short. The Devils only minus 230 against the Blackhawks. You like the Canucks, Shamway? All right. Shamway says he likes the Canucks. Great. The Blackhawks are abysmal. That's a really short number in my opinion, but I'm not going to get involved with that. Ooh, Dallas and Edmonton. Fuck. This game wasn't at 10 o'clock. Excuse me. I'd love to watch it. Dallas minus 150 on the road in Edmonton. I mean, obviously Connor McDavid is injured. I saw that. How's Dallas doing? 45-21. Not too shabby. First game of a road trip. Yep. They're going to be on the road for 4. You know Dallas is going to want to we want to buy the bad news here. Maybe buy the bad news, take a little shot on Edmonton. I like the Canucks. I'd probably play Edmonton if anything, but Dallas is legit. And then Boston is 11-21-3 on the road. Not good, not good. They had a nice little flash in the pan against Florida and against the Lightning. They are dead, deader than dead. And they are dogs on the road in Anaheim. All right. Without further ado, let's get Jovan up here right on time. I appreciate you coming up. Good morning, Jovan. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Who do you got back there? Let's see. You got Hoskins. You've got DeGrom. Oh, this is your goat wheel. Okay. You've got Tatis Jr. and you have Dylan Cruz.
Yeah.
Who is Dylan Cruz? Is this a rookie and is he on the Nationals?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with him at all, but I have seen his name on the odds board. What do you have him to do? Let me guess. Steal bases?
You're correct.
Oh, I think you're lagging a little bit.
Oh.
Who is
GG?
Dylan Cruz? Shut up, Crutch Bets.
Am I good?
I don't know. Is Jovan lagging for anybody else? Or yeah, I can hear you see and see you now. Fat Girl says milk me. Probably playing dogs today after favorites had a wild day yesterday. DJen, come on, man. You guys got to stop. You got to stop acting like I know who fucking rookies are in MLB. Jesus Christ. DJen got McDonald's Wi-Fi. Oh, he's good. Oh, okay. Maybe it's me then. My bad. All right. Well, anyways, good morning. So your goat whale. I'm curious. I know you said you've got Rhys Hoskins over home runs. DeGrom. Right. I'm assuming you're not going to be fading DeGrom, right?
No, I have this under ERA.
I like that. Tatis, let me guess. Hits.
Yep.
Okay. Damn, I can't believe I'm getting all these. Well, I guess I already knew. I knew Rhys was home runs. And then Cruz, for whatever reason, I feel like if a guy's on the Nationals, you're going to take stealing bases because I remember, I don't know if it was you or POD Pete, somebody had CJ Abrams stealing bases. So the Nationals feels like a stealing base kind of team. Almost like DGen Reddit. No, I listen. Even if I did, I'd probably forget it.
There's one more that's not on the wall here. I don't know if you've caught wind of what that one is.
No, give me the player. Let me see what he is.
Hunter Green.
Hunter Green. You love Hunter Green. Pitcher for the Reds.
I do.
Strikeouts?
No.
Oh, wow.
That's my ERA fade for this year.
That's your Alek Manoah?
Hopefully, yeah.
Your Zach Gallen? That was the two guys that you did, right? Zach Gallen came through, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if he's going to be full Alek Manoah, but I think it's going to be Zach Gallen.
Wow. So Hunter Green to have a down year this year. Interesting. Okay. Are you fading the Reds, by the way? Because I feel like I'm seeing a lot of people fade the Reds.
No, I'm not fading the Reds.
Okay.
I was going to bomb their win total over before they got a little injured coming into the regular season, which still going to take it, just just considerably less units.
Okay. Fair enough. Do you have your season props finalized, or are you still waiting for things to materialize before tomorrow?
Like all futures and this.
Yeah, win totals, player awards, player props, season long, everything like that. Is everything in, or are you still waiting on a few?
Everything except the Reds, because I don't know. I'm debating just how much I want to go on them because I wanted to we were going to put that in Vegas for a whale, but then Spencer Steer got hurt, Stevenson got hurt. They've got a pitcher on the IL to start the year, so I'm worried that it might turn into last year where the whole team's just hurt and it lingers the whole year. But I still obviously believe, especially in Terry.
Well, that's too bad. Reds are a fun team. Who was the guy, the other young dude they had on there? CEH. That sound right?
CES.
Strand Edward Canarcion. Am I saying that right?
Christian Encarnacion Strand.
Yeah, there it is. What happened to that guy? I feel like he had a lot of hype and then kind of fizzled out. Is he still a dog?
He strikes out a lot. So he's like I don't know. He struck out a bunch earlier in the season last year. Then he got like a hand injury. I think it was his thumb. He was trying to play through it. He was awful. Then he finally got surgery and missed the rest of the year with half of the other team. So now he's back and hopefully going to be great.
Reds to make the playoffs plus 245. Okay. Matt McLean back this year.
That's probably the young guy you need to more so know about. I think a lot of people forgot about him. He was insane when he first came up. He got
where is Matt McLean from? Oh, wow. Look at this guy. Let's see. He was the 17th overall pick in 2021, made his debut in 2023. 25 years old. Okay. So this is a guy I got to pay attention to. Shortstop?
Yeah. Okay. Second base. Ellie plays shortstop.
I had no idea Clyde Edwards-Helaire played for the Reds. Yeah, as soon as I said CEH, I was like, that doesn't sound right, but obviously Jovan will fix it. Okay, well, let's get into some baseball talk here. Obviously, it would only be right to start with the AL East and the Rays. Quick, yes or no? Actually, not yes or no. Are you up or down on the Rays this year?
Up.
Good.
Would have loved. Okay. Would have been even further up. I don't think Shane's thing is long term, but same thing as the Reds. Like yeah, it doesn't sound like it. It's just I'm worried that it spirals into more because we've seen it happen. We saw it happen last year. You see how it happen every single year with the pitchers. So hoping that's not the case, but I think overall talent, this is the best Rays pitching staff we've had in all the time since I've been a fan, which is saying a lot because they've had some great staffs, great rotations, but it's also the most pop I think they've had in the lineup in years too, which is great because you're playing in Steinbrenner instead of the Trop. So it's hard to be down.
Yeah, well, playing in Steinbrenner, I guess we talked about this yesterday with Game 14 and with Colby. Obviously the advantage for playing in the Trop gave the edge towards the Rays pitching, and I don't know. I guess people seem to think or be a little bit concerned, like obviously, there's going to be some runs scored and the Rays pitching is not going to be as dominant maybe as it once was. But I agree. I mean, the 6-man rotation is making me feel some type of way. And it's obvious, maybe not for, it's like blinding me in a sense because like, all I think about playing outside in a place like Steinbrenner is that I can see the Rays lineup finally waking up and having some life and not being so abysmal to watch and scoring more runs. But yet I'm not thinking about it I'm being such a fan, because I'm not thinking our pitching is going to be giving up 4 to 5 runs consistently through 6 innings, because I love the guys that we have. The Shane injury, from what I saw, it sounded like triceps or something. So
Yeah,
hopefully
like,
a few weeks.
it was like best case scenario. Plus, if it's only like a few weeks, they're planning on managing his innings anyway, so it would just put him on a normal schedule for the rest of the year. So it's not the end of the world, it seems like.
The only ground ball pitcher that I recall was Savale, and that was a miserable experience. Do you think that there's going to be an emphasis on Rays pitchers to I mean, I guess we've got pretty good strikeout guys already with Pepiot and Baz and Bradley. But if you're playing outside, is there, I don't know baseball like this, I don't have a baseball brain, but instead of trying to play into maybe pop flies or ground balls, is there going to be more of an emphasis to try to strike people out a little bit more?
No, they already do that.
Okay, I mean, so that's already a thing for the Rays. Like, nothing's going to change now.
Nothing will change, especially, I guess, like, it would, if anything, it's going to be less, because a lot of the guys, whether it's Taj, which I would say out of the starting pitching rotation, pitching in Steinbrenner definitely hurts Taj the most.
Sure.
Taj, Pepio, I think even Shane and like a bunch of the relievers are working on either some form of sinker or some form of like 2-seam fastball, so it's tailing off. So like that's, I think, very intentional with the fact that they're not playing in the Trop, playing in Steinbrenner. They don't want to pitch as much to fly ball contact, and they want some kind of weak contact when teams do make it, because they have a lot of whiff artists along the staff. So they're trying to figure out ways to manage that. And if there's anybody that figures out how to manage that, I would 100% bet on the Rays with that staff.
Sure. Okay. And then in terms of the lineup, so I'll go through it with you real quick. Yandy at leadoff. I'm thinking we get a big year from Yandy. I hope you agree.
Agreed.
Brandon Lau at second. This is just projection. I'm sure it's probably going to change a fuck ton. Junior third, Josh fourth. Then you got Morel, Curtis Mead, Danny Jensen at catcher. Please, God, let the Rays have a catcher. Taylor Walls is shortstop as of now. I think that's going to be Hae-Sung Kim when he comes back. And then DeLuca in center field, which is going to be a big question mark. Siri was pretty good defensively, also kind of a little bit of a liability. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to get excited about DeLuca. I think we got him in a trade from the Dodgers, if I recall. I wanted to believe in him at first, but he had some pretty abysmal at bats. Curtis Mead had an unbelievable spring. Like, I think he went like 16 for 20 or something ridiculous. But that was also what we expected of Curtis Mead when we got him. So I'm not going to sit here and just glaze the Rays for the entire time that I have you up here. But can you give me a guy or two that you're high on the most for the Rays lineup?
I mean, not a hot take, I guess, but I think the top of the lineup, all three of those guys are going to live up and exceed expectations between Yandy, Junior, and then Brandon Lowe. I think they're going to be absolutely ridiculous this season. And there's a lot of questions, I guess, in the rest of the lineup. The thing is, like, I'm not too excited to watch some pretty abysmal at-bats from DeLuca and Walls for a bit to start the season and like the rest of the bottom of the lineup. But outside of them, there's so much pop all throughout that lineup that it kind of plays into the strengths of playing at Steinbrenner rather than the Trop. So like, even if you have these stalemate games where there are just zero competitive at bats for a while, it's not like you're playing in the Trop now to where a fly ball 380 is not getting out in right center. It's certainly out in Steinbrenner. So like, it's, I don't know. Again, like, I think this is the biggest lineup of pop they've ever had. So it's great that this is the year that they're playing in Steinbrenner, because I think it really helps. If we're talking about a guy outside of like the top three that I think is going to have a pretty breakout year, I think it's Josh Lowe.
I'm with you.
Gonna do it.
I'm with you. I hope so. I told my buddy, I was like, I wanted to hammer Pepiot over K's as my biggest bet for a Rays prop. I don't know that I'm going to take the win total. I might take a flyer on him to win the division, but now I'm getting nervous about the pitching outside thing, and then that's why I wanted to ask you about that strikeout situation. But I'm trying to think of a guy for RBIs that I like, or junior home runs or something like that. I don't see anything for Curtis Mead, and I'll just do that game by game. But Josh Lowe is over 64.5 RBIs. I think I'm in love with it. And also, yes, Chandler Simpson is a freaking highlight reel.
I think they will need him very badly at some point. I'm not a DeLuca believer.
I know. I want him to work out, but seeing the Chandler Simpson clips from spring have me pretty excited. I got Jovan's over 1.5 bases tomorrow. Love that. So okay, I think I might lean into Josh. And in terms of the rest of the division, so we kind of touched on the Blue Jays yesterday with the Blue Jays guys. I have Blue Jays fatigue, but I will say, like, I think they should have a better year than they're typically accustomed to. Just to run through it with you, and then I want to get your thoughts on everything. It seems like the Red Sox have, it's like no secret. Like people are kind of buying into the Red Sox this year. I'm into them. I kind of have been into them. But it always worries me when a team gets very popular, but that doesn't mean it can't hit, but they have a lot of expectations now. Feels like the Yankees, everybody's kind of just writing them off, not the odds makers. They're still getting a lot of respect in the market. And then the Orioles, I tweeted about it. This rotation is laughable. And I understand that like Bradish and Grayson Rodriguez are injured. So when they come back, that'll certainly help. So where are you overall with the AL East? By the way, the Rays, they were 7-1 yesterday. Now they're 8-1 to win the division. So the market has moved against me. Great. I'll take the better number. Where are you at with the AL East? Like, who would you be fading and who would you be buying into?
Not very into the Red Sox. I'll tell you that. And
interesting.
It's not really just because everybody loves the Red Sox, because truthfully, like, I'll fade that in any other sport, but with baseball, teams are usually popular because of numbers and things that actually make sense. And then, like in their case, off-season additions, which is I like. Frankly, like every year, the most popular future, which it actually isn't them, it's the Reds, but it pretty consistently hits. Last year was the Tigers, who went over their win total with that crazy run in the second half of the season. But I just feel like something's off. And like maybe this isn't a numbers or stats thing, but you got Garrett Crochet, who came over, off-season addition maybe of the year, I guess, for the MLB. Mm-hmm. He had just a ridiculous amount of demands. That whole trade situation really didn't go smoothly in the Chicago and the South Side. He like refused to pitch for a while. He's still a converted reliever who hasn't seen a full workload. Then you add him to a rotation that's mostly outside of Walker Buehler and Brian Bayo, a lot of converted relievers or relievers that just didn't really pan out as far as converting them to starters. Then you have the whole Devers situation with the organization where he refuses to switch positions, and then they had to talk to him, and he walked back a statement. Something I feel like is destined to go wrong with the Red Sox. And I don't think anybody else thinks that they have any flaw whatsoever, just because, I mean, they got a great team. I don't really love the bottom of the lineup. I think the bottom of the lineup is still a relative cesspool, but there's something going on.
A relative cesspool. Yeah. So just to touch on that bottom of the lineup, you've got Trevor Story at 5, Wilyer Abreu. I feel like people are kind of high on him.
I like a little bit.
Yeah.
He was great last year.
Connor Wong, Christian Campbell, and Sedane Rafaela. Don't really know who that is. Up top though, Duran. Would you agree with me? Like, I love this guy, and I hate that I love him so much. Or you're not like super into him?
I love him. I love watching him. I mean, he's a dynamic player, but I would be lying if I said I haven't looked at his numbers expected, and that would fit the type of guy that I would fade coming into this year.
Oh, yeah. Look, there's always like regression candidates, and I want to talk to you about someone on the Mariners here in a minute about that, because it does always concern me. And I was talking about that with Santander and the Blue Jays signing him. If they're talking about a regression guy, I mean, I think he had like 44 runs or something, but that would make sense. Rafi, Bregman, and Tristan Casas. So, all right, very, very good points regarding the Red Sox. Are you going to be fading the Blue Jays? Or I'm sorry, not the Blue Jays, the Orioles.
Not exactly, because I definitely want to be taking some overs in their games and the pitching staff that they'll have for the beginning of the season. Like, it makes sense to do that, but I like a lot of the guys in their lineup to bounce back. I mean, they were one of the other teams that was destroyed by injuries all throughout the year, and a lot of that was in the lineup. Like, Adley had a hand injury that he was playing through for a while, then he was horrible. Gunnar was really good at the start of the season, then tailed off towards the end. Like, you had a bunch of guys, really, like Santander was the only one consistently throughout that entirety of the season that was doing anything. Colton Cowser had his run, then that flamed out at the end. Like, it was all very inconsistent for them. So, like, their bats, I'm kind of willing to buy into having a really good bounce back season, but the pitching staff is just horrible. Horrible.
So I looked into Zach Eflin, our guy, former Ray, and the Orioles won their first 5 games when he came over. and then they lost their last 4. Now, I looked into his particular numbers. Like, he didn't allow more than 3 earned runs, but he also didn't really give him, 6.5, 7 innings quite as often, I guess. Allowed a few more hits. Do you think that that Zach Eflin is a guy that might taper off a little bit this year with the Orioles? He's their number 1 guy, and then Charlie Morton, Dean Kramer, and Sugano. Is he going to be anybody that you're going to consider fading like game by game, or not necessarily?
I mean, it's not a guy I'm excited to back. I'll tell you that. I don't have
I
a
feel the same way about
strong feeling one way or the other. It's just that pitching staff, whenever they get in a tough spot where, like, I mean, God forbid it's Eflin that doesn't give them a full start, or Charlie Morton really struggles in a start. It's like seems like there's no hope in coming back from these games. I mean, the bullpen has so many question marks too. It's not just the rotation. So, I mean, I think, again, they're going to be probably an over target. I know the weather's not the best to say that usually in the beginning of the season, but the way their pitching staff is definitely making me think we're going to see runs out of their games early.
Are you going to be interested in betting anything Adley Rutschman related?
Yes. I probably would have had his hits in this entry if it was up, but it's not even offered. But he's probably he's probably the guy that I would have liked most to back from the offense having a bounce back year. So I'm kind of in on Adley.
So Adley, you would be looking to target hits. You wouldn't necessarily be like home runs or anything like that.
Nah, I wouldn't really care too much for home runs. But
okay.
hits I'm in on.
Okay. All right. And then we'll move on from the AL East because I'm sure the viewers have fatigue. But again,
I'll tell you before we move off of it, I really like the Blue Jays.
Well, that's what I was going to touch on. I still want to at least get your quick thoughts on the Blue Jays and the Yankees because it's very worth. I think it's a really interesting division this year.
It is. I think legit you can make an argument for. I don't want to say the Blue Jays are going to win it. I think they're my favorite relative to the market, like win total wise. But
sure,
the other 4, I think you can fully make an argument they're all going to win.
Yeah, I agree. And the Blue Jays, like I said, I mean, if it wasn't for if I'm not betting their win total, I'm betting them to win the division. I'm betting them to make the playoffs, and I'm just losing everything. And I can't get on the right side of this team, so it's going to be finally when I break, and that'll probably be when they come through. I still like to remind people that I had the Texas Rangers over their win total. They won like 55 games, and the next season they won the fucking World Series. So here's the thing about the Blue Jays for me. Every time I look at their lineup, like I like it, but it also stems from being a George Springer guy who cannot like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. But now you have like Bo Bichette in a bounce back season, as people are saying. And then the Blue Jays guys were saying that their bullpen got better. Their bullpen was second worst last year. I didn't even know that in baseball. So there are things to really like about the Blue Jays. So what is there a particular player that you're looking towards backing, or just overall as a team, like win total? Is that what you're considering?
Overall win total, I would say. I don't have like a particular player that I think really stands out, but I just think like the offseason they had is pretty underrated just because I think a lot of people have Blue Jays fatigue. And I have been right at the front of the line year after year after year saying, I will not bet this team. Everybody tells me this is finally the year for them. They're not getting over the hump, and we will not see that. It's kind of partner with them and the Mariners. I refuse to ever take anything ceiling wise for them, and not saying that I think they're going to ceiling this year, but I think they're going over the win total. You know what? I kind of get the vibe of the Jen. You know how like the Vladdy contract extension hasn't really happened yet. So you know what situation this reminds me of? I think we could get a situation where it's like the Bengals screwing themselves over with Jamar Chase before he has a career year, and Vladdy just comes out and plays at a MVP level.
Well, I did take him to have the most home runs in baseball last year, so you're telling me to go back to it.
Might be worth a little sprinkle.
You don't have to twist my arm.
Yeah, I figured not. You're such a Vladdy guy.
I fucking love Vladdy, dude. I just really do. I mean, I like their guys. I even like that fucking Alejandro Kirk. He might be fucking useless, but I kind of like him too. I don't really know much about Andres Jimenez.
Andres Jimenez is a guy. I like him.
He's a guy.
He had kind of a down year last year, but he got paid. I don't know. I guess the Blue Jays kind of bought low, even though they gave him a bag. I don't know how much higher you could buy, but I like him. I like Will Wagner a lot, which I don't know where exactly he's going to play, but he's a great young guy. Maybe that's the guy you could watch out for. a little bit.
That's what the Blue Jays guys were saying. They're really excited about Will Wagner. Yeah, I mean, you can't argue like Santander in that lineup in the 3 or the 4, whatever he ends up playing is certainly pretty interesting. And then you look at the rotation. Like, I'm a Jose Barrios guy. That was the only fucking prop I hit last year on his over wins. Gausman, I'm kind of sick of Gausman as just like treating him as like an ace or a legitimate pitcher, but he's still somebody you'd want on your team. Chris Bassett can show up. I was even impressed at times with Bowden Francis. And then Scherzer, I'm not like thrilled if I'm a Blue Jays fan about signing a guy that old, but if you're asking to be the 4th guy in your rotation, not a big deal. So
I don't think it should be understated too. Like the effect of bringing Scherzer to a team that badly needs like a little kick in the ass culture wise. You bring a guy who's won championships over here and been in like the heat of playoff races, and he's like not the only veteran on that pitching staff that's done so. So like you bring him over, kind of puts some pressure on the guys to perform, and I think it's a big difference, regardless of if he like produces or not.
I didn't even really think of it like that, but you're right. I did not even really think of it like that. You always kind of want a vet and some winning experience. Like even stupid as it sounds, part of the reason I love the Magic so much last year is because they signed Joe Ingles. And I know Joe Ingles is not even very good, but he's just a fucking vet. You got a bunch of 22, 23-year-olds, like get yourself a 35-year-old in there, show him how to be a pro. So, all right, I'm kind of in. Let's talk Yankees real quick, and then I want to see what you are into outside of the division. Up or down on the Yankees?
Down. I'm not going to try and get cute and buy any bad news, I guess, with them.
Is it not Ingles? Is it Ingles? Is it
Ingles?
Oh, I thought it was. But are you sure it's not pronounced interesting? Isn't he Australian?
Yeah. I don't know if they say Ingles. Is he pronouncing it like Spanish?
Ingles? I don't know. Yeah, maybe you're right. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Sorry. Okay. Bo bounce back year is all I know about. Yep. Ingle. Okay, whatever. So I'm looking at this lineup for the Yankees, and there's these guys that they signed that obviously are going to probably dictate their success because I don't know. Look, Austin Wells leading off, whatever. I'm not going to act like I know shit about that. But then Judge, Bellinger, Goldschmidt, Jazz. If Belly and Goldschmidt just have like these years, the Yankees could be a little scary. But what's the likelihood of that really happening? Like, aren't both of these guys kind of on their way of being forgotten washed soldiers, like former greats? Or
somewhat. Yeah, I mean, Goldie definitely is. I wouldn't say that Belly is quite there yet, because I think that's the biggest one I would say for me. That seems to be the consensus that Bellinger is going to hit 70 home runs in Yankee Stadium. Which
people are thinking that.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single person out there that doesn't think Bellinger is going to have an amazing season, which I get why. But
Cody Bellinger
feels like you need everything for that team, because look at the rotation.
Yeah. Looking at it right now, Carlos Rodon, Max Fried, Stroman, Will Warren, Cookie Carrasco. I do like Devin Williams in the bullpen. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, big
Devin Williams is a dog. This is the guy I like the most, actually. Don't sleep on Ben Rice. I kind of like Ben Rice. Should I not like Ben Rice?
I don't have a problem if you like Ben Rice.
Okay.
I feel like throughout the season, we're going to get a couple guys like outside of Judge, obviously, because that's what they need. Like, they're going to go through ebbs and flows where different guys get hot. I think you'll have a Ben Rice time. I think you'll have a Belly time. I think you'll have a Goldie time, and I think we'll complete the cycle for a while. The problem is, I think you need to really like be that team that dominates the AL East and wins in as good of a division as that is. I think you need multiple of those guys to hit for quite some time at the same time, which I just don't know if I see happening. Because I love Max Fried. I think he's going to be the guy there, obviously. But Rodon, we're hearing this for the 50th time that he's supposed to be this new pitcher that was fantastic, like he was for part of last year. No. Marcus Stroman is still not good at baseball. Will Warren is a cool name. He could be a project, and I think he has upside. But that's right before Cookie Carrasco takes the mound as your 5th starter. I mean, have fun.
Good point. All right, Jovan, talk to me about the AL Central, because this is a pretty competitive division. We don't have to really touch on every single team, but the Twins are plus 210, the Tigers 240, the Royals 275, the Guardians plus 325. And then obviously you have the lowly White Sox. But 4 teams that are capable of winning this division. I feel like it's like ugly, gritty, grinded out type of baseball. The Tigers were really fun last year. The Guardians are always fucking annoying, but they find ways to win games. I don't think the Twins are very good. I know I love Royce.
Royce
I just want to
Lewis.
say Royce Freeman. Yeah, Royce Lewis. I took him to be home run leader and MVP last year, but he can't stay healthy. But they're plus 210. So he's already hurt, right? So they're plus 210. So the odds makers are saying that they should be the best team in the division. I thought that was kind of interesting. I was kind of staring at the Royals and I like them, but I also realized everybody probably likes them. The Royals were a fun team last year. Coming into this season, I was like, fuck it. Like I don't care if they're the most popular team. I don't care if everybody just wants to bet their overs. I think I'm going to just hop on board the Royals train. But some people have already commented or pushed back in the stream or on my tweet about some regression candidates from their pitching staff, Waka, Seth Lugo, and everything, which these are things that I really, really take seriously. And if I'm going to bet on teams and everything like that, like I really don't want to buy high, especially on players that are like getting older too. Like I'll ride a younger dude who's just getting into form and getting better and better. So where do you stand with the Royals? Are you pumping the brakes? And then do you have a team that you like in the division?
I'm fully pumping the brakes. Yeah. I don't like the Royals.
Okay.
I think I'm at the same camp as everybody else. Cause also Hunter Green was my ERA fade for this year, but who was probably second in line, Cole Reagans. And
really?
Right up there. And it's tricky with him. I obviously like Hunter Green and the environment a lot better, but Cole Reagans, I think, is going to be a good pitcher, not a great pitcher. I think he kind of fits the mold of like Zach Gallen last year, where he's going to have some regression points, and he hasn't looked good in the spring, which spring's not everything, but for him, it's looked like particularly odd. So if like he's not sub 3 ERA, that staff with those guys, like I don't know if I believe in them. Outside of Bubik, I kind of like Bubik. I think he's going to have a pretty solid year. He's like the back end starter guy, but everybody else is not great, and that lineup is so thin. Like I thought over the offseason they were going to make some ads that like really move the needle, but I like Jonathan India. I don't know if he's really moving the needle at this point, at this stage in his career. Like they got Mark Canha. I mean, that's a righty bat that I guess they need, but I really don't know where else to go from that. It's like if Bobby Witt misses a couple games, if Salvi, Krabs was targeting it last year, him having like a fall off due to his age, he was great last year. If that fall off comes like even a little bit, this lineup is horrid.
Dude had an 8.2 ERA in spring. He's not ready.
Yeah, I mean, you can only pay attention to.
Am I lagging, by the way?
Springs, possibly.
Right. Nope. Am I frozen, Jovan? Can you hear me or see me?
I can hear you and can see you. I assume you're a little behind and doing the same to me.
Really? I'm lagging so bad because you're frozen. All right, but I can hear you though, so I'm just gonna keep moving. So Ragans is a regression candidate. Does Michael Lorenzen just suck?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, fine. Anybody in the division that you do like?
I mean, I like the Twins. I find it hard to, really get super excited about investing in them, and I'm not going to because, I mean, the injuries take a toll. They're one of those teams, but from like a pitching perspective, I mean, you have two arms at the top there that I really can get behind. I think Joe Ryan pains me to say, but I think he has a great year. I think Pablo Lopez struggled at a lot of times last year, and I think he's going to have a really great year, even though like his final numbers were pretty good. He was just really inconsistent at times. So I'm in on those guys. And Matt Wallner, goated. He's going to play a role. Has to.
Matt Wallner, goated. Yeah. Somebody was on here yesterday saying Trevor Larnach is good. I don't really know anything about that guy. The only reason I am gravitating towards the Guardians is because I just absolutely love Stephen Kwan. I think he's the only guy I would take in the leadoff over Yandy. But Jonathan India leadoff for the Royals. That was something that kind of intrigued me because I like a guy with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder. I remember when India was like a highly touted prospect for the Reds, and he came out strong, and then he kind of fell off a little bit. So that might be a guy I might look for to bet on here, like player prop wise, game by game. But all right, so you're into the Twins. Pump the brakes on the Royals. I think that's enough smart people talking me off the Royals, so I'm good to stay off. How about the AL West? Astros are plus 165. Kind of feels like everybody's sleeping on them. Rangers are a pretty popular team for all the right reasons. I'm not against anything Rangers related. Plus 185. Mariners plus 225 to win it. That's a team I kind of like, and I need to know if I'm going to stay off the Blue Jays, I should probably stay off the Mariners too. They feel like they go hand in hand. But the Mariners were a team that like burned everybody last year. Everybody loved them. Now I feel like I'm not hearing any Mariners love. I kind of want to go back to them. People have told me their rotation is solid, but kind of like the Rays, they benefit from their home park. They suck pitching on the road. And then the lineup is kind of underwhelming. Obviously, I'm a guy, not as much anymore that he's not in a Rays uniform. But I wanted to really buy into a bounce back season from Julio Rodriguez. I did have him to win the MVP last year. Terrible wager. But I wanted to buy into him some way, shape, or form. And I really like Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh is the guy who caught my attention a couple days ago when I was doing my research. A lot of RBIs, not many plate appearances. The top 20, he had like the second least amount of at-bats, but still over 100 RBIs. I wanted to take his over RBIs. It's 80.5 after he just had 100 and something. Thought that was kind of low. People are telling me it's because guys in front of him stink. Maybe he's not that good. Well, he just got paid. Nuke Raley in the 5-hole. Love me some Nuke Raley. What are you going to do with the Mariners? Or are you doing nothing with the Mariners?
I wouldn't say I'm not doing anything with them investment wise, but I'm on kind of the same wavelength. Like I was pretty close to getting there with Julio in the Century too. He's probably going to be. It was really between him and Tatis and one other guy for that spot in there. Because I wanted to have one GOAT in there. So like I have investments of his, but nothing on the team. I think this. I mean, it's the same story pretty much every year. I think this is the strongest rotation 1 through 5 that there is in the MLB. Obviously, they're really good at home because it's hard to hit in Seattle. So, like, they benefit from that. But it's not the same as the Rays because the Rays aren't playing in the Trop anymore, or at least for this season. Who knows what the future is. But the Mariners are. So they get to play half their games there and get a lot of those starts in there. So they're still going to be just as dominant. And a lot of those pitchers have been working on new ways to diversify, their offerings, which, like, for guys like Bryce Miller and Brian Wu, I think are going to help them a lot when they do go on the road. So I think they're even going to get better. So I won't talk you off the Mariners at all. I'm definitely more aligned with the camp of the Rangers people. I know there's a lot of Rangers people out there, but I'm backing DeGrom. So, like, if DeGrom has a DeGrom level season and is able to stay healthy, not only is that going to trickle down to the rest of the rotation, but it's a solid rock to have that it feels like they haven't really had outside of, like, Eovaldi for points at a time, like somewhat last year. And then in the World Series year, like, they had their 2 guys, I guess, that had dominant times. But I don't know. I'm definitely more Rangers, but I won't talk you off Mariners. Obviously, investing in the A's too. It has to be done. They're goats.
The Rangers lineup looks really, really, really good. And yeah, you talked about the rotation. I'm not going to take away anything from that, but Simeon, Seager, Wyatt Langford, who's been kind of a dog, Dallas Garcia, even Jock Peterson. Like, I don't know how good he is. He just bounces around from team. Him and like Tommy Pham are just guys that, like, they can still hit a baseball. Tommy Pham's a little bit more of a weirdo, but I feel like Jock is a little swaggy. I don't know. And then Josh Jung, 6, Jake Berger. I don't know if you're high or low on him. Jonah Heim, Leody Taveras. Like, that lineup 1 through 9 is really solid, isn't it?
Yeah. I think they got what they needed too. They needed another lefty that was outside of Seager with some pop, and they got that in Jock, which they're obviously going to platoon him a little bit, so he won't be in the lineup every day, but it's what they needed, and I think they got it. Jake Berger's a big ad for the righty power stuff too. You got Adolis coming off of a year where he was really, really bad at times too. And you obviously, like, the majority of the team disappointed, and they're all injured. So definitely willing to buy into that as far as the offense goes.
Okay. The NL East, Braves, even money, Phillies plus 215, Mets plus 230. Steak wanted to buy into the Braves this year. It sounds like Greg does too. I don't really know that I'm there with the Braves. I will be honest, I haven't done like a ton of research on them, but they have Profar leading off, Riley, Matt Olson, which there's apparently an odd year Matt Olson thing going around. So I guess he's very good in odd years. So if they're buying into his home runs or whatnot, Ozuna, Albies, is Acuna Jr. Let's see, what's his status? Is he still injured?
He's going to be back pretty soon after the season starts, I believe.
Got it. Michael Harris is a dog. And yes, Crutch, by the way, Crutch said, you knew about Jonathan India as a prospect, but not Dylan Cruz. I saw Jonathan India making plays on like ESPN during the season. I don't know if Dylan Cruz did that last year. Maybe he did. I missed it. But anyways, pitching rotation. Chris Sale, Lopez, Spencer, kind of like Spencer Schwellenbach. I don't know where Strider is. Let's see. Could return in late April to join the rotation. Talk about a buying high guy. I mean, is Sale going to have the same season he just had last year? I don't know. And then a couple guys I'm not really too familiar with. Grant Holmes and AJ Smith-Schuster. How do you feel about the Braves in this division?
Braves are a tricky team because they're, even like with all we've heard about the Red Sox, all we've heard about a bunch of these trendier teams, I guess the Reds are involved too. I haven't heard one bad thing about the Braves because they are, every single one of them have been dealing with some sort of injuries for the most part, outside of like Ozuna, who last year, I mean, he carried the offense when nobody else was hitting baseballs and everybody else was hurt. They're all in bounce back spots. The entire team is either in a bounce back spot so far this season or coming back from an injury. So I think when it comes to buying, I think a lot of people think they're buying low when in reality it's nowhere near that. So like I don't want to fade them necessarily because it all makes sense, right? But I think the angle that I want to take with that is buying the Phillies. I think the Phillies, if there's anybody that's going to challenge the Dodgers out of the NL, I think it might be them because you know what this whole timeline does, because the Braves are on this timeline where now you're getting healthier. Ideally, I know they caught some injuries before the season started, but they're getting healthier. They're getting their guys back that are on fantastic contracts to kind of start the second wave where the future has been locked down for a while because of the great ownership, fantastic GM work down there. But you see the Phillies over there when you probably had your best shot against the Braves last year. The window's closing, not only on your own team because you have a rotation that's aging. You have a window as far as like your lineup goes between Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Schwarber, that's probably closing, and you're not going to have that core for much longer. And then you're getting the Braves that are a little banged up to start the year. You still have guys coming back from injury, but they're set up so well for the future that it's hard to imagine there's going to be much slowing down for the Braves once they do get healthy. This feels like to push all of your chips in the middle year for the Phillies. If they don't get it done this year, if they don't contend this year at the level they want to, it's never going to happen.
I think this was the most influence I've had since you've been talking for the last 35, 40 minutes.
Wow.
I couldn't get there with the Braves. Like I said, when Steak and Greg were talking about it, like it just didn't do anything for me. I was wondering if the Phillies were being slept on. I don't necessarily know. I'm not saying, I don't know if you said that necessarily. And yeah, you being an Eagles and Phillies guy is kind of funny. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I mean, it's still Nola, Wheeler, whatnot, but I'm looking at the rotation and they have Jesus Luzardo, yay lads, I'm with you. I love that. Ranger Suarez, Christopher Sanchez. And you know what? I'm not even like out on Taj Walker. I know he's not good, but I liked him when he was on the Mets. I'm not out on him as like a sixth guy. So, and then I'm looking at the lineup and like they just have most of the same dudes who have been together for a really long time. Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, Alec Boehm, Schwarber, Real Muto, Kepler.
Well, we're talking about the lineup too. The fact that like they made some additions, like they got Kepler. I don't know. There's a guy in your Twitter chat saying Phillies might have a bottom outfield in the league. I don't know. Castellanos, Kepler, and then Schwarber / I don't know. It'll be like Rojas if Schwarber's not in the outfield and DHing majority of the time. If that's bottom 5 in the league, then I don't know who's like above that. Like that's insane to call that bottom 5 of the league with Harper involved too. I know he's not an outfielder, but that's a crazy comment. But they made these additions in their lineup, and they also finally got off this hill that I think has been dumb that they've been dying on with leading off Schwarber. No matter what the situation is, no matter what the matchup is, they finally said, fuck it. We're going to put up like Trey Turner's going to lead off against lefties, where like if you look at a lot of his metrics, the same guy is saying like Turner is aging and I like fading him this year. I love Trey Turner this year, not only because they're putting him at the leadoff spot, but if you look at a lot of his metrics, the power is down, but a lot of the other numbers are on the up and up. So like he's not a guy that I think is a regression candidate in any side outside of his power. So I think the fact that they're finally recognizing, let's make some moves, let's make big moves, like as far as the layout of our team, the layout of our lineup, they made adds in the rotation, like the bullpen I think is going to be elite this year, or at least better. This is it for them.
You have talked me into it. I think, how do you feel about this? Instead of taking the win total, I want to take them to win the division plus 215. Is that too scary or risky with the Braves and the Mets involved? Do you think the win total is the way to go, or what do you think?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think there's a possibility. I like the win total just because I think that division is going to be really competitive, and like there's a chance they sneak in the wild card, and if they sneak in the wild card and find themselves with a nice path to maybe meet the Dodgers in the NLCS, I think they do it. Like I have World Series futures locked.
Wow. No shit. Okay. Phillies win total is 91.5, under is minus 125. The Mets is 90.5, under minus 120. And the Braves, if anybody gives a shit, is 93.5, over is minus 130. So bit of a premium there on the Braves. All right, Jovan, I have one more question for you. Well, I guess I should ask, what's your favorite bet of the offseason? Do you have anything yet?
Yeah, I mean, I like everything Phillies, but I would label the favorite as the Jays win total.
Label the favorite as the Jays, over Jays win total, Phillies to win the World Series. Let's see. We talked about the AL West. I was really interested to hear your thoughts on that. You're not going to talk me off anything Mariners, which I'm good with. Okay. I would like to ask you if there are any cheeky player props that you might consider, or even player awards, whether that be MVP or Cy Young. I'm actually going to pull up the market right now. In the AL market, you've got, let's see, you have, where the fuck is it? Here we go. Skubal plus 350, Crochet plus 375, Gilbert 7-1. Wow, Gilbert 7-1. Well, I guess the fall off in names is kind of makes sense. Ragans 10-1, DeGrom 10-1, Pablo 14, Hunter Brown, that's funny. 16, Shane McClanahan 20, Max Fried 20, Fromber, Luis Castillo, Gosman, Tanner Hook. Any of those names worth taking a shot on, or is it just going to be
Wall
again?
I of course sprinkled on DeGrom because I'm betting on him to have a fully healthy season. They're managing his innings, like they're getting his. Or I don't know if he made the decision or if the organization did, but bringing the velo down to trying to, I don't know, get more longevity out of him, which for a guy with his type of command, that's really scary. So I think if he does do what we're all hoping he does this season, it's going to be like his last ride as a real dominant pitcher for the entirety of the season. So of course I had to get on that.
I like that. Pepe out is 33-1. Taj is 75-1. If anybody cares, which you probably should care because they're two great pitchers. They'll be around hopefully for a very long time. Okay, go to the NL here. We've got Skeens 225. Probably not even worth really talking too much. Wheeler 750. I love Zach Wheeler. He is getting older. Somebody mentioned that in the comments. How do you not love Blake Snell? 10-1. Corbin 16. Yamamoto 16. Sale. Sandy. Where's Imanaga? Oh, he's 40. I didn't mind Shota Imanaga to start the season. I was kind of a fan of his. Cease 25. No, thank you. Hunter Green, your boy, 22-1. Anybody in the NL that you think's worth taking a shot? Michael King, 20-1. I like Michael King.
I do really like Michael King. I don't know if I'd go as far to say Cy Young, but I faded this guy named Zach Allen last year, and I think there's a new addition to that pitching staff. Some might know the name, Corbin Burns. I think we're about to get an unbelievable season out of both of them, that entire pitching staff. I know a lot of people love the D-backs, and I'm right there with them. But I think that staff is going to be filthy. Like, I think Corbin Burns is worth a shout. I don't know if I would say Zach Gallen is quite worth a shout, but I think he's definitely going to take a step up from what he was last year. Like I love Brendan Pfaadt. Again, not a Cy Young name, but I think he's going to be solid. And I think once you get Corbin Burns at a potential Cy Young level, it ups, the rest of that staff. Same thing I was saying with DeGrom and the rest of the Rangers when they do get healthy. So I like Corbin.
Okay. Yeah, not a bad number. So 10-1 DeGrom, 16-1 Corbin. Not bad at all. And then there was another guy actually that was catching my now. Gallen, if you're curious, is 33-1. You're not talking about that. I can't believe Robbie Ray is 40-1. That I figured that guy would be in like the 80s.
Yeah. You know who I do have some tabs on, which I don't think he'll ever win Cy Young, even if he's ridiculously dominant this year, and he's probably going to end up on a different team if he pitches as well. I don't know if many people have talked about Sandy because he's on the Marlins, and I think he's going to have an incredible year, and again, probably play himself onto a different team by the time we get to the trade deadline in July.
Very interesting. Yeah, he's 20-1. That's true. Haven't heard anybody talk about him. Spencer Strider, 22-1. Jovan, great stuff, man. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Let's go Rays. We'll definitely have you on throughout the season for a few updates and whatnot. And we got to lock in on the ice here pretty soon. I got to get back in the swing of things with college basketball dying down. BTL on today, 12:30.
That's right.
Awesome. All right, man. Looking forward to it. Good luck on your goat, Will. Thank you as always for joining. Best of luck this season. And we'll chat with you later.
Yep. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Jovan, for joining. That was excellent. I'm so in on that, Jovan. Yep. Robbie Ray added screwball pitch. Everyone loves him. Interesting. Cornfields, I got to chat with you at some point. I don't know what we can do, but I would love to know if you want to DM me. I would love to know what you're on because I got to start pressing some buttons. But I got to hop off real quick. I just remembered I got to call somebody at noon. And I'm not super duper corp today, but I'm going to be looking at some I got the itch now for the NBA after Josh Hart treated me well last night. I got to tell you, we've got opening day around the corner. I got to get this newsletter out for MLB Futures. Make sure you subscribe to it. TheDegenerateWeekly.com. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm going to shut it down. Have a great day. Good luck on all your bets. Thank you, BK. Thank you, Jovan. And we'll chat soon. I'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m.